The checkered flag is waving on the track and right now on our channel. A massive storm is brewing. Lando Norris has just clinched pole position for the Miami Grand Prix sprint race, a stunning upset that has the racing world buzzing and sent shockwaves through the competition. He's leading the charge, leaving some of the biggest names in the dust, and we've got the inside track on how this incredible feat unfolded. Get ready for the full story.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
But wait, there's more drama unfolding. After that sensational pole position performance, Lando Norris has now been summoned to the stewards, adding a tense new chapter to this Miami weekend. What exactly happened that has the officials taking a closer look at Norris's triumph? We're diving deep into the details to bring you every angle of this unfolding situation. And the pressure is mounting. While Lando Norris celebrates his pole, the previously dominant Mercedes team is feeling the heat like never before. After sweeping the first 3 Grands Prix, their grip on the season has been noticeably broken on the streets of Miami. We'll break down exactly why Mercedes is facing such intense pressure and what it means for the championship battle ahead. Finally, we're looking ahead to what could be a chaotic race day with major weather concerns threatening to shake up the entire event. With thunderstorms on the horizon, the FIA is considering significant changes that could impact everything from start times to race strategy. Don't miss a second of the action. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our breaking coverage. Lando Norris is facing scrutiny from the stewards following his dominant performance to secure pole position for the Miami Grand Prix sprint. The McLaren driver set a blistering pace around the Miami International Autodrome, leaving his rivals trailing in his wake. However, the exact nature of the summons remains unclear, raising immediate questions about Norris's lap or any potential infringements that may have occurred during the qualifying session. The stewards' decision will be closely watched by fans and teams alike as they aim to confirm Norris's deserving top spot for the sprint race, or address any transgressions that might impact the grid. Further updates are expected imminently as the Miami GP weekend heats up. Lando Norris has secured his first pole position of the season, dominating the sprint qualifying session in Miami and leaving Mercedes in his wake for the first time this year. The session unfolded under intense heat, but remained remarkably calm with no interruptions. In SQ1, Lance Stroll's early spin and subsequent pit stop triggered a yellow flag, forcing several drivers to abandon their fast laps and ending his session prematurely. Norris topped this segment, with Charles Leclerc and Oscar Piastri close behind, while experienced drivers like Fernando Alonso and Esteban Ocon faced early eliminations. SQ2 saw Leclerc initially leading, with McLaren's Oscar Piastri narrowly trailing. Despite late efforts, the top positions remained unchanged, with Leclerc, Piastri, and Lewis Hamilton leading the pack. A dejected Carlos Sainz reported being 3 steps behind his expected performance. The decisive SQ3 saw a flurry of activity in the final minutes. George Russell briefly held the top spot before Lando Norris unleashed a blistering lap, a full 0.6 seconds faster, demoting Russell to 6th. Norris ultimately clinched pole position, with Kimi Antonelli and his McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri securing 2nd and 3rd respectively. Norris expressed his delight, highlighting the car's upgrades and a welcome return of grip, calling it a perfect result for the team as the weekend gets underway. Lando Norris has snatched pole position for the Miami sprint race, signaling a significant shakeup in the Formula One pecking order. The McLaren driver will lead the grid for Saturday's 19-lap dash after outpacing Mercedes championship leader Kimi Antonelli by 0.222 seconds. Teammate Oscar Piastri secured 3rd, ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc in 4th. This development marks a stark contrast to Mercedes' earlier dominance, having swept the opening 3 Grands Prix and secured every front row lockout in qualifying sessions. After a 5-week hiatus since Antonelli's win in Japan, the Silver Arrow's grip has been visibly loosened on the streets of Miami. While Leclerc initially appeared to hold the advantage, Norris delivered a stellar final soft tire run to claim the top spot, with Antonelli's strong effort ultimately falling short. George Russell, meanwhile, struggled with pace and will start 6th, directly behind a more competitive-looking Max Verstappen in 5th. Numerous teams, including Ferrari and McLaren, arrived in Miami with substantial upgrades, aiming to bridge the gap to Mercedes, who have implemented only minor modifications. Norris, currently trailing Antonelli by 47 points in the championship after missing the Chinese Grand Prix due to a mechanical issue, expressed his delight. Miami holds special significance for Norris, being the site of his maiden Grand Prix victory in 2024. "Perfect way for me to start the weekend," Norris stated. "This track has always been good to us. We knew the upgrades we were bringing was going to hopefully do a good step, and it has. Since the first lap today, I felt comfortable." 4-time champion Verstappen, who has struggled with qualifying this season, also showed improved form with his upgraded Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton could only manage 7th for Ferrari. Looking ahead, weather forecasts predict heavy rain and thunderstorms for Sunday's main Grand Prix, potentially impacting race proceedings. The FIA is evaluating various scenarios, in line with local regulations regarding lightning, which could include adjustments to the start time of the 57-lap race. Lando Norris has secured pole position for the Miami sprint race, signaling a significant shift in the season's dynamics as McLaren has successfully challenged Mercedes' previously dominant performance. Norris, driving for McLaren, will lead the grid for Saturday's 19-lap sprint after a blistering final lap, pacing Mercedes championship leader Kimi Antonelli by 0.222 seconds. Oscar Piastri locked out the second McLaren in 3rd, ahead of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc in 4th. Mercedes had enjoyed a clean sweep of victories and front-row lockouts in the opening 3 Grands Prix of the season. However, the 5-week hiatus since Antonelli's win in Japan, following the cancellation of races in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, has seen their grip loosen on the streets of Miami. Despite Leclerc appearing to hold the advantage through much of the qualifying session, Norris delivered under pressure on soft tires, with Antonelli's strong effort ultimately falling short. Mercedes' George Russell faced a challenging session, qualifying in 6th, behind a revitalized Max Verstappen in 5th. Both Ferrari and McLaren arrived in Miami with substantial upgrade packages, aiming to close the gap to Mercedes, who have introduced only minor refinements to their car. Norris currently trails Antonelli by 47 points in the championship standings, having missed the Chinese Grand Prix due to mechanical issues. Miami holds special significance for Norris, having been the venue for his maiden Grand Prix victory in 2024. The 26-year-old expressed his delight at returning to the front of the field. "Perfect way for me to start the weekend," Norris stated. "I've always loved Miami. It's a good result for us. Long way to go, but nice to tick it off by doing this. This track has always been good to us. We knew the upgrades we were bringing were going to hopefully do a big step, and it has. Since the first lap today, I felt comfortable." 4-time champion Verstappen, who has struggled for qualifying pace this season, finishing 9th in the standings, appeared more content with his upgraded Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton could only manage 7th place for Ferrari. Looking ahead, weather concerns loom over Sunday's main Grand Prix, with forecasts predicting heavy rain and thunderstorms. The FIA is reportedly considering various options, in accordance with Miami state law regarding lightning, which may include adjustments to the start time of the 57-lap race.